Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got some really epic news for Battlefield 4. Not only do we have some news about new weapons coming in the Naval Strike expansion, which we expect to be here on the 18th, so that's very soon, but there's also been a huge patch implemented on the consoles. Now, it hasn't yet come out for the PC, but I expect it to within a few days at least. And the patch list is pretty extensive this time around, fixing a number of really serious bugs, hopefully improving just the netcode and general performance of the game. But there's also been some ninja patches that basically weren't listed in the patch notes, but involve a lot of the things that DICE said that they were going to fix about a month ago, which includes nerfing the MAA tank, so that's going to be really good for helicopter pilots. I think we'll probably also see some updates to the helicopters. Tank physics and boat physics have been updated. Hopefully tanks traction will be a bit better. You're going to see me spin out a couple times in this video. And they've also nerfed mini grenades, so the V40s are not going to do as much damage anymore. This is going to be a great update. RGO impacts have had a damage increase, but splash radius decrease, and from what I've heard, this actually makes them considerably less effective, or more of a precision weapon rather than a just chuck it in that general area and get a kill. The bug where you would hip fire and then switch into aiming down sights while still firing but maintaining hip fire accuracy has apparently been fixed. Also, the revolver shot delay has been reduced. I haven't personally tested this out. Some people say it's still too long. Some people say it's a lot better. But if you have actually tested out the revolver rate of fire, please let me know in the comments section what you think of it. Now, along with this patch, we've also gotten some Naval Strike information, as this patch is basically gearing up for the Naval Strike DLC. They've left in some cool things from that expansion, like the new weapons that we're going to be getting, and also a tutorial video on Titan mode. Now, the new weapons are pretty exciting to me personally, because I've actually heard quite a bit about some of them, and they look like they could offer some interesting variation. The first one is the assault rifle. This is the AR160, also known as the ARX160. I believe it's Beretta's first attempt at making an assault rifle platform, and although it is in the assault rifle category in Battlefield 4, I would say it's much closer to a carbine, since it's essentially the same size as an M4 and it shoots the exact same round. It has a rate of fire of 700, which is a little bit on the low side, so I think we can expect this to be a fairly accurate assault rifle platform, and I'm looking forward to testing it out. Next on the list is the AWS, as it's called in Battlefield 4, but the real life name of this gun is the AR160, and I believe it's the AMG2 variation. It has an 800 round per minute rate of fire, and it has a 100 round magazine. The real life version of this gun shoots 5.56 NATO rounds, so I don't believe we'll be seeing the higher damage model with this that we expect from a 240 Bravo. It's probably going to be doing 25 damage maximum, and I really look forward to trying out this weapon. It's probably going to bring something different to the table, considering that the 249 has a 200 round box magazine, and this one has a 100 round magazine. It's going to have to basically stand out in some other way. My guess is accuracy. Next up, we're getting a sniper rifle that could be a real game changer. In game, it's known as the SR338. In real life, it is the FD338. And the really cool thing about this weapon is that it is a recon specific gun, but it has semi-auto as an option. All other recon specific sniper rifles are all bolt actions, and this is going to be real interesting. The damage model actually looks like it does more than 50 damage at its maximum damage level, which means you should be able to one-shot headshot people in close quarters, which is something that no other DMR can do. So this could be a real game changer of a weapon, and it could become a fan favorite provided it can do what I think it can do. The next weapon is an engineer-specific PDW. This is the SR-2. It has a 900 round per minute rate of fire. Probably going to be doing very little damage per shot, but it's an interesting gun nonetheless. I don't know how much it's going to change up the battlefield, just because PDWs, now that they are exclusive to the engineer class, which generally needs something mid to long range, they don't get used that much. So unless you're playing team deathmatch with the engineer, which isn't generally advisable since the assault class is so useful, PDWs just really aren't making a big impact in BF4. But we'll have to see how the SR2 plays out. Maybe it could be a great gun. I'm guessing it's going to be close range exclusive, probably great hip fire and that whole deal. The last of the 5 guns is actually a revolver, and provided the patch tweaking the revolver, basically fire delay, this could be an effective weapon. It's in-game, it's called the SW40, which stands for the Smith & Wesson 40. Basically, it's the type of round that it shoots. I don't know why they're naming it after the bullet. It's like calling an M4 a 5.56. But anyway, this thing is actually called the Rhino Revolver in real life if you want to Google it. It's a very cool looking pistol. I can't wait to see what it does in game. Because it fires a different round than, say, the 44 Magnum, it's probably going to have some different properties to it, and I can't wait to see what damage model and bullet velocity and all of that stuff are going to be on this pistol. Now, in further preparation for the Naval Strike expansion, there has been a funny update added, which is the ability to basically push medium to small size boats back in the water. So like a rib or a jet ski, you can use your melee attack, which is the knife swipe, and you can basically punch a boat back into the water. It takes a long time, but if you basically don't beach it too bad, like you don't get it way out of the water, then it shouldn't take you too long to get back into the water. Now take a look at this tank shot here. I took down 3 attack helicopters this game and 1 jet, totally beasting it up in the tank. The Desert Fox was running my gunner for most of the game, and he was helping me keep my tank alive and deal with infantry threats. Really fun game mode on Caspian border. Definitely my favorite map from the Second Assault DLC. And back to the patch notes, the maximum player rank has been increased from 110 to 120, so they're kind of taking the World of Warcraft approach here with DLC, I guess. Now you can rank up to an even higher level, which doesn't really change anything, but it's something to strive for if you've been 110 for a while and you're bored. Now, although we don't know all the specifics, some of the weapons have also been tweaked and rather nerfed in some ways. The SR-61 has a rate of fire reduction. The Gold Magnum was also tweaked a bit. I'm not exactly sure how it was changed. It says the bolt action time has been tweaked, so I assume that would also mean rate of fire. Not really sure what that means. The muzzle velocity of the MP7 has been reduced, which, who knows, I didn't think that was really an OP weapon to begin with, but now it's not quite as good as it was before. The MTAR-21 muzzle velocity has been reduced. I can agree with this. I've been killed a lot by the MTAR recently. That gun has been crazy OP, and frankly, it's had the assault rifle minimum damage on it for a while, so that's also made it a really good weapon. Now, there's a really interesting thing in the patch notes where they say they've updated the handling of one-time scopes on the Type 95B, the A91, the Steyr AUG, the SR21, the QBZ95-1, FAMAS, UTS, MTAR, L85A2, and the F2000. Basically all the bullpup weapons in the game. Now when they say updated the handling, there was a slight bug with some specific sights on the guns, but I don't think they're actually talking about that. My guess is that they're going to say that you can actually run around and move faster while aiming down sights, which is a feature with some guns in the game. So it'll be interesting to see if you can actually run around faster while ADSing with bullpup weapons from now on. I could be wrong, it could be something else that they're talking about, but the patch notes aren't very specific, so all we can do is guess at this point till somebody actually tests out every possibility and figures out what it is. So essentially we're a little less than 3 weeks away from the Naval Strike expansion, provided that you have premium, and I am really looking forward to everything that comes with this. The guns, the new game modes, the new maps. Really looking forward to Titan game mode. This is basically one of the few game modes I've actually been excited about in any Battlefield expansion for a long time. I hope that DICE continues to update and support the game as best as possible and really focus on tweaking that netcode and getting it working as best as humanly possible, as that is really still the underlying issue with everything related to Battlefield 4. Let me know what you guys think about this new patch, the new DLC, what you're looking forward to most about Naval Strike, and I'll see you guys next time. This is LevelCap signing off.